at the time it took him out. So when I finally officially moved down there, I took him to Disneyland because he wanted to see Peter Pan. It's really cute. I took him to Disneyland, so that evening before we were supposed to go, um, he had to convince his grandma to let him stay the night. I don't know what excuse he came up, but he ended up staying the night at my house, which made me feel really special. And then the next morning we went to Disneyland. Now we spent all day in Disneyland, like I mean all day. You know, we went on almost all the rides. We walked around all day. And even though I was really tired, like my feet was killing me, but I just look over at him, and and he smiled, and I just kind of forget everything, I just, just seeing him happy made me happy. And I remember eating on those large turkey leg at Disneyland. Yeah, it was gross. And then I was really tired. I was having a headache, but I had to suck it up because I wanted to be with him. So at the end of the night, you know how Disneyland always have their fireworks. So we stay until the end. So we finally got to watch the fireworks. And I was sitting there with him, and the fireworks lit up. It was fine all over. And then just out of my eyes, like I glance over at him, and I see that he's watching the fireworks, and there's this big glow, a smile on his face. And I was just so happy. I mean, I'm like, this is what I've been waiting for. Just seeing him being happy, and just looking over him. He's all smiling. It's like, how like how when you give a little kid a candy and they're really happy? That's how I feel. I felt like, he's just like a little baby. He's just so adorable, just sitting there watching the fireworks with the biggest smile on his face. And that, I was like, this made up for all the tiredness, all my headache, whatever, I was feeling horrible that day. He just made it up. So afterward, we just kind of I drove him home. And then we hung out. We still see each other on and off. I would drive up there. After work, I would drive up there constantly just to see him. Whether it was to bring him drinks, like boba or a highlighter. Any reason I can find or I can use just to see him, I would, because he's a busy person. He works, he go to school, he has dance practice, so he's a really busy person. And for him, to make that time to see me, makes me feel really special. Even though, I come over and he's doing his homework and I'm just laying there on his bed, that's fine with me. As long as I'm with him, I'm happy. So, I find any excuse I can just to see him and be with him. And, so the worst thing happened was the night he turned 18. So, the night before his birthday, I was in the area, and I got him flowers, I got him a gift, a Christmas gift too, I believe, and something else, I don't remember, but I actually got him a t-shirt from Seattle, and it has his best friend Timmy. This was like really hard work. I had his best friend Timmy wrote on the t-shirt. My cousin, my sister, who he met, also wrote on it. And in the back of the t-shirt, I wrote something. I wrote him a promise poem. Like, I wrote up all these promises that I would do for him. So, the night, so when the clock hit midnight on his birthday, I text him, and then I text him to wish him a happy birthday, and then I called him, and I know he was up studying late, so I called him. I was like, hey, happy birthday. He's like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, if you open your door, there's a little present for you. So, it was very cute. He opened the door, and I'm standing there with roses and the gift, you know. And then he just smiled, and I was like, that's all I wanted. I just want to see him happy and smile, because he's stressed out a lot, and you know, I do what I can to make him happy and ease that stress. But you know, of course, things doesn't always turn out as you plan. So he goes out clubbing, I guess, the next night with his friends. Got drunk, you know, of course. Got drunk, decided to make out with someone, or, yeah, decided to make out with someone. And I'm really not sure of what happened, because it's all a blur to me, because I hear story here and there from other people and my friends. You know, I'm sure, I know for sure he made out with, you know, someone, but I'm not sure if it's more than one or two. So, I guess he made out with someone, and then when he got home, his friend was staying there with him, and I guess he looked over and he saw the rose that I gave him, and he broke down in tears, I guess. You know, I was really hurt when I read all the old entry, because I try to block the bad one now, and I just kind of keep the good memory of him. I do remember him, you know, telling me he just wanted to be friends. But he didn't really tell me in person. He told me over Zanga. You know, like, it still haunts me. It's still hurting. You know, I think about it. It hurts a lot. But you know, what happened already happened. You know, there's nothing you can change. I mean, on top of that, I did kind of make out with this ex too, and I did that because, you know, he hurt me so much that I felt like by doing that, I kind of have my revenge on him. But it turned out it made me feel worse, because I actually went up and told him, because I can't lie to the person that I liked or loved, you know. So I told him, and it hurt him, which hurt me even more. So it hurt me like 3 times worse. So, you know, after that, we just kind of went our separate way. We don't talk as much. But, you know, you know, sometime once in a while, out of the blue, I just think of him, or I see things that remind me of him, and then I just sit there and I think of him. And it's just depressing. And then I tell Nick about it, and they're so stupid. I'm like, I can't help it. I mean, and then he's like, that's true. I mean, all the things you've done for him, I guess, you know, of all the boys you've been with, he's probably the one you care or love the most. So, but now he's in Berkeley, and, you know, he's doing good up there, I guess, from what I hear anyway. He's doing pretty good, so that's good. I'm happy for him. Yeah, so that's about it. Sorry for rambling on, but I just thought I'd talk it out. So yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it for tonight, because I really don't have anything else to say. So have a good night and good morning.